I thought I would break down for you how I came up with the hook for the latest video that was a parody of the famous classic Jaws. It was an attempt to create, using AI tools, or try to create, hopefully, a fun feel for this famous film. So I thought I'd break that down for you. So let's take a look. Obviously, the hook that I created, let me just break it down for you. We got the look and feel for this 1970s classic, went for kind of the film graininess, the style and color grading of it came from imagery that matched that time frame and that kind of film, and that's what we were going for. To set up the hook for this, thought it'd be great to create this kind of mini trailer that was part of this hook, and it starts with the beach scene. So that's setting it up, and we have the beach scene and we let it play, and you see the waves and you see people enjoying a nice day at the beach, and then there's the setup. You see a kid on a float in the ocean. So nice beautiful day, kid on a float in the ocean, and when you see the film and the trailer, you hear the music. I'll talk about the music here and the film score in a second. But there's the setup, the kids in the ocean, and then next we cut to the lifeguard, one of the main characters in this particular shot. He's there to protect people enjoying a day at the ocean. As the setup happens, the music begins to elevate and crescendo, and then we zoom in to the face of the guard, and what happens? Boom, shark. He notices the shark, and there the setup is beginning to roll out. And now we cut back to the kid, and just as we cut back to the kid, the setup has done its job, and boom, there we have the shark fin. And the shark fin now really builds the tension, and now the pacing and the rhythm of the cut for this hook happens, where literally the officer begins to run. We cut back to the beach police, and now they see what's happening. There they are with binoculars, and then we cut back, and now boom, we get to the payoff, the shark. And so that is how we chose to set this up. It took about 44 seconds for this longer video, but the 44 seconds, if you really looked at it in terms of time, it's a short amount of time. So within the first 30 seconds, we have the hook, and there it is, the ocean. The kid sets it up. We get to the lifeguard sees, and then now we see the shark fin, and that's the takeaway. Now everything happens. What I want to say about creating any video with a hook, and this was just me trying to give you an example of how I did it for this film, was I wanted to try to keep your interest just a little bit longer, and I needed to set it up. Obviously, the way we created this, the imagery was created with Midjourney to get the look and feel, the tone, the color grading of the 1970s film stock, the imagery, the costume. All of that came from prompting mood boards and prompting in Midjourney that now we created the video for. The other thing in watching the video is the sound and music was very important. All the sound effects are manufactured, created from a sound library, Hollywood sound library that I have, and then I wrote a custom score, film score, that borrowed from the feel of what Jaws was like, or a film in that genre, and went to Suno to help create a custom score. Brought all that together into Adobe Premiere, and that's what gave the film this final polished hook. So it was all brought together within Premiere, the Midjourney animations, the sound effects library, the Suno film score, and the pacing to now set that up were all part of the hook. So in your videos, it's really important to try to create a hook, and I just wanted to break down and dissect how I did it for this video. Hopefully that was helpful. Look forward to answering any questions you may have in the comments. Feel free to leave some, and I'll do my best to answer some of those in terms of what tools we use and to elaborate on anything that may make sense for you. Thanks.